Hey everybody, it's Missy again from the Shimmerz education team. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm here with a new layout using several different Shimmerz products. But before I get started, as always, I want to remind you, if you use my name in the comments section when you check out at the Shimmerz store, then you can get a free surprise paint. So I'm going to make what I call layout from scratch. It's my favorite type of layout to make, especially for Shimmerz. And what I mean by that is I'm just going to use just the Shimmerz and some white cardstock to basically create almost the entire page. So I've got some textured white cardstock stuck to my Silhouette Cameo mat, and I'm going to cover most of it with some clear gesso here because I'm going to wind up covering the entire thing with some Shimmerz sprays. And I'll tell you what each of these colors are as I use them. This first color here is a deep purple pink, more of a purpley plum color. It's called Moody Mauve, and it's a Coloringz. This color here is gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. It's called Pink Moscato, and it's a Vibez. Coloringz do not have any shimmer to them at all. Vibez do have a shimmer. Some of it is a shimmer of the color that you see. Some of it has a gold shimmer. It just depends on each color. The blue here is a Coloringz called Mama Sings the Blues. And then this is an aqua color called Well Blew Me Down. And I kind of just went through the colors that I hadn't used in a while and thought, I'm going to make a color scheme out of these. This really brilliant yellow color is called Mustard Seed, and it's a Vibez, and it definitely has sparkle to it. It is very, very pretty. And all I'm doing here is making a mess. I'm using the packaging technique. I'm spraying right onto the paper. I want to cover the whole thing because I'm going to cut shapes out of this and make my own embellishments. And this is something that you could try if you like mixed media, but you are afraid to do it on your background, because all you have to do on this is put a bunch of color down on some cardstock, let it dry, and then run it through your Silhouette Cameo or use punches. But of course, I'm not finished. I'm going to add more colors here. This color here is absolutely gorgeous. It is one of the original Shimmerz paints, but it's one of the newer colors. It's called Peacock's Plume, and it is a very deep aqua turquoise, more of a blue than a green, but it's very shimmery. It is gorgeous, and the more water you add to it, the lighter it will get, but if you use it straight from the container, it is super rich. This pink color is a Creameez. It's called One Hot Mama. Very, very pretty. And you see here, I'm just kind of doing this in a random fashion. I wanted to add a little bit more gold sparkle, so I pulled this one out. This is another one of the original Shimmerz paints, and it's called Christmas Cheer. The original Shimmerz paints already come mixed up with liquid. All you have to do is stir it up, but they have some really intense glitter chunks in there. It's very, very fine, but every single color of the original Shimmerz paints is extra, extra sparkly. So I ran this through my Cameo. This is one of Paige Evans' cut files. I believe it's called Simple Flower Background. I will link it below. And it's just a page full of flowers. They're equally spaced apart. And I just let the paper dry and then cut these out. A couple of them were tough to punch out, but that's because I'm using an old blade and I need to replace it. But I love the flowers, and then I also love the background. Look how pretty that is. So many options here. So I've got some basically pink, yellow, and blue flowers here. And you saw how easy that was. You make a mess, you cut it out, and all of a sudden you've got a gorgeous background and you've got these gorgeous flowers. So I hadn't intended to use the background, but once I saw it, I thought I have to use this in some way, shape, or form. So I thought instead of using the entire thing, I would just use half of it. So I cut it. No, I didn't. I didn't cut it. I tore it. I tore it, and then I pulled out a piece of thick white smooth cardstock. That is the Basil Marshmallow. And I'm just going to glue this down and make this part of my background. I love when things happen like this and you change your mind from what you had originally wanted to do, because sometimes you accidentally create something that you didn't even plan on and you wind up loving it. And that's how this background turned out. So pretty. So I'm going to glue that down and make it work. Now, I do kind of do some stuff here. At first I thought, oh, I think I just ruined this, but I make it work, and in the end I think it looks pretty. This is white gesso, and I'm going to cover up a lot of the white area and then a little bit over where I'm going to put my photo, and kind of wish I would have just left the right side alone. I'm going to use that black and white picture of my little page, and I printed it in black and white because I wasn't sure what colors I was going to use at this point, and I did not want it to clash. Here's where I thought, you just messed this up. Why did you do that? Why did you smudge paint over that pretty background? Kind of wish I would have left it alone, but I keep working at it, and I think it's going to be okay. I go back to the One Hot Mama there, and I just didn't like the way that looked. I thought, I don't need this big pink smudge here. So I thought, well, you've already done the pink, you might as well add some more of the colors. So I'm just using more of the Mama Sings the Blues, the Well Blew Me Down. This is the mustard seed again. And I felt like I was just making it worse. I'm thinking, you just covered that up. It's so pretty as it is. Why are you doing this? So I pull out some more gesso. Yes, gesso is always the answer, right? Just kind of lightening it up. And then I just grabbed a handful of the flowers and kind of drop them right on top, and I love how that looks. It just looks like a burst of flowers. Some of them are overlapped. I love just the texture and the dimension, and so I'm going to kind of use that as my design. And I put some of the flowers back inside the shapes of the background piece, and I think now that I've added the flowers, it looks a whole lot better. I feel like the background is okay. I pulled out this little 6x6 paper from the Pink Paisley Summer Lights collection, just because it matched the pretty soft colors. And then I did add some tissue paper behind the picture also. This is a 12x12 sheet from that collection. I'm going to cut out this pinkish purplish heart that says love this. I'm going to overlap it right there to the left of the picture. And now I think the background looks okay. But when I was just doing it as is, I thought it did not look that great. But a lot of that got covered up with all those flowers. And so just sometimes if you just keep going, you can make it work, because, you know, our first inclination is to chunk it in the trash when you make one little mistake. But I think pretty much everything is salvageable if you just keep working at it. So I'm going to add some adhesive foam to the back and then start to glue down all these flowers. And that did take a little bit of time because they're all overlapped and layered, and I did not want to move them and redo it. So I just very carefully start to add little bits of glue underneath each one. And so now I have a mixed media layout that's actually kind of neat and organized. I made the mess first and then cut the shapes, and so now the shapes are nice and neat, all the same shape, and everything's orderly, and so now it turns into a neat page, if that makes any sense. As neat as I can be, because you know I make a mess. I pulled out some coordinating colors of thread here. I want a pop of that deeper blue, so I added a little bit of that. This is the mustard yellow color. Or more of a, not mustard yellow, but more of a golden yellow. I really want to use this little chipboard camera from the Summer Lights collection. I play around with it over here, and I thought about adding the dark pink thread, but I didn't like it. I just had too many pinks. The pink tones in this layout sort of took a purple turn, and so I didn't want to add any brand new colors. This is a puffy sticker from the Citrus Bliss collection from Pink Paisley from 3 years ago. And I just liked it because it was small and white, and it already had some glitter sparkle on it. So I'm going to use that as my title. Mainly because it was there, it matched, and I liked the way it looked. I've got a gazillion summer pool photos to scrap, and so, you know, every one does not have to have the word summer in it. There I go again, playing around with that camera. I just took it off for the time being, but I did decide to put lovely right above the picture because it was the perfect spot. I like the way the Y fits along the edge of the paper. And then I'm going to add in a couple of little phrase stickers at the bottom. That's from a Simple Stories sticker sheet. And then just a couple of little things from this sticker sheet. That's from Summer Lights. That little ampersand sticker, just because I like that pop of color over to the right. And I did add glue behind everything because of all the gesso. Now check this out. This is some, it's hard to see here, but my good scrappy friend Lisa Fonseca sent this to me. I saw her using this thread in one of her videos, and I was like, I have to have that. Where did you get it? And she mailed me a big chunk of it. It is gorgeous. It's like this silver metallic thread, but it's multicolored at the same time. It is so pretty. It's pretty thick too. So I cut some off and then kind of unrolled one sliver of it into 2 different sections, and I'm going to add that as a layer of tangled thread. I wish you could see it in person. So I've had this for a while, but I have not used it yet. So I want to say thank you again to Lisa for sending me that. It was such a pleasant surprise to get that because it's gorgeous. I don't know where she got it, but I want to hoard it forever because it's so pretty. I am going to wind up using that camera over there on the left, and I'm going to tuck it in underneath those flowers there. And then these are some sequin packs from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and I just pulled out 4 different packs that have matching colors. And I'm going to just take some time and stick some around the page in little random areas there just to add more texture and more color, and of course sparkle, because everything's prettier with sparkles. And I don't know if those packs are even available. I know Jody changes them out because they sell out so fast. So I've had those for a couple years, so probably not, but you can check out that. That's a little sun sticker from Simple Stories. I just thought it would look cute peeking up from behind the camera there, and add a nice little pop of yellow over to the left. And I think I'm getting close to being done. I really like how this looked. Oh, I'm not done. This is a Paste-eez from Shimmerz. It's called Puttin on the Glitz, and it's basically texture paste. It's clear, but it's glittery. And so I'm just going to smudge a little bit onto some of the flowers, and you'll be able to see it at the end in the close-ups. This is a Shimmeringz, and it is called Concrete. It just gives light hints of color with lots of sparkle. So here you can kind of see sparkles. I know there's so much going on, but you can really see down there at the bottom where the Puttin on the Glitz made everything very glittery. Top it off with the sequins and that shimmery thread. And I love this. Yep, almost finished here. Last thing I'm going to do is use my silver metallic pen to write a little bit of journaling, and I think that's going to wrap it up. Yep, that's the final layout. I love the colors in this. I love how this turned out. It was very easy to make. Just make a mess on a piece of paper, let it dry, and cut out shapes, and you are done. I mean, I love it. Here's some of the sparkle. You can really see it in the light. Different shimmers for different products. Some of them are more shimmery than others. Just depends on the look you're going for and, you know, the colors that you're using. But I did some stitching there. I forgot to show you that up close. But I love how this turned out. I think the colors are really pretty. And please let me know if you have any questions about any of the colors. I'll make sure I list them below so you can see each one of them. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.